My name is Emily Carter, and for most of my adult life, I believed my marriage was built on honesty, routine, and quiet loyalty. Nothing dramatic. Nothing flashy. Just steady. I used to think that was enough. Daniel and I had been married for 11 years. We lived in a modest two-story home in a quiet Ohio suburb, the kind of place where neighbors waved but never pried, where weekends were for lawn care and grocery shopping. Daniel worked in logistics for a regional company, and I taught English at the local high school. Our lives were predictable, and I found comfort in that predictability. Looking back, the signs were subtle. Not the kind you notice until it's too late. Daniel started working longer hours, often taking calls late at night. He said the company was restructuring. I believed him because I wanted to. Trust, once established, has a way of blinding you. The recording came into my life on an ordinary Tuesday. The kind of day that never warns you it will change everything. I was grading essays at the kitchen table when Daniel texted to say he'd be late again. I sighed, reheated leftovers, and tried not to feel lonely in my own home. That night, while cleaning the living room, I noticed Daniel's old tablet on the couch. He hadn't used it in years. Out of habit more than curiosity, I picked it up, intending to charge it and put it away. The screen lit up. A notification appeared from a voice memo app. The date caught my eye. It was from 2 weeks earlier. I hesitated. I wasn't snooping, I told myself. It was right there. Still, something in my chest tightened before I tapped it. Maybe instinct. Maybe fear. The recording began with silence. Then Daniel's voice filled the room. At first, it sounded like a work conversation. Calm. Familiar. Then another voice entered. A woman's voice. Soft, controlled, and unmistakably personal. They weren't talking about schedules or deadlines. They were talking about feelings. Regrets. Choices. I won't repeat the words here. Not because they were inappropriate, but because they were intimate in a way that belonged only inside a marriage. And yet, they weren't meant for me. My hands started shaking. I sat down slowly, the tablet heavy in my lap. The conversation revealed an emotional bond Daniel had formed with a coworker named Lauren Mitchell. No explicit language. No graphic detail. Just honesty stripped bare in a way he had never offered me. What hurt most wasn't what was said. It was how it was said. The warmth. The openness. The vulnerability. When the recording ended, the house felt unbearably quiet. I didn't cry right away. Shock has a strange way of freezing emotion. I replayed the recording once more, hoping I had misunderstood. I hadn't. That night, Daniel came home around 10. He kissed my forehead like always and asked about my day. I answered calmly, too calmly, while my heart felt like it was cracking open. I didn't confront him immediately. Not because I was weak, but because I needed clarity. Over the next few days, I observed him like a stranger. The way he smiled at his phone. The way he avoided eye contact when I asked simple questions. The distance I had mistaken for stress now felt deliberate. On Friday evening, I finally told him we needed to talk. We sat across from each other at the dining table, the same place we'd planned vacations and celebrated anniversaries. I placed the tablet between us. I heard the recording, I said. His face drained of color. He didn't ask which one. He didn't deny it. He just stared at the table, hands clasped together, as if bracing for impact. I never meant for you to hear that, he said quietly. That's what hurts the most, I replied. Not that it happened, but that it wasn't meant for me. Daniel admitted the truth. He said it started as friendship, then slowly became something deeper. He insisted nothing physical had happened, but emotional betrayal cuts just as deeply. Sometimes deeper. I asked him why. He said he felt invisible. That our routines had replaced connection. That he didn't know how to talk to me anymore. His words felt like excuses wrapped in regret. I listened. I didn't interrupt. When he finished, I told him something he didn't expect. You should have talked to me, I said. Not recorded your honesty for someone else. That night, I slept in the guest room. Not out of anger, but out of necessity. I needed space to breathe. The weeks that followed were the hardest of my life. We went to counseling. We had long conversations that should have happened years earlier. Some days felt hopeful. Others felt impossible. Trust doesn't shatter loudly. It breaks quietly, piece by piece, until you realize you're standing in the ruins of something you once believed was unbreakable. Eventually, I made a decision. I chose myself. That doesn't always mean walking away. Sometimes it means setting boundaries so firm they redefine everything. Daniel ended all contact with Lauren. Not because I demanded it, but because he finally understood the weight of what he'd done. We are still married. But our marriage is not the same. It is more honest now. More fragile. More real. That recording was never meant for me. But hearing it forced me to face the truth I'd been avoiding. Love isn't maintained by routine or time. It survives only when both people are brave enough to speak before silence speaks for them.